Hello, so you are a Warframe player, or at least you want to be one, and you downloaded the game, you made an account, and now you basically, let's say, entered the game and you are like faced with two different choices. Of course, the Duviri paradox and War's prize quest. You might be asking which one you should go towards. Well, to give you the short answer, the Duviri experience or the Duviri paradox quest. But if you do want a full guide on this, I do have a link up there in the little eye which will fully explain why you should pick all the different ways of starting Warframe. Now, of course, this is a beginner guide. We are basically starting off from the beginning and going somewhere, let's say towards the mid of the game, explaining different mechanics and explaining different things. So without any more dilly-dallying, because I know this video is going to be pretty long and I will probably make many mistakes because I'm doing this in one take, and let's get started. So you have completed the Duviri Paradox quest and you have completed the War's Prize quest. You do need to do them basically right after the other one, and if you don't, I would prefer you do, just because they're gonna unlock different cool things that are gonna help you further down the line. Now, quests. While we're on the topic of quests, there are many different quests in the game. You get these quests through junctions, and some of them can be purchased as well, maybe from different vendors and stuff like that. These quests will reward you with weapons, warframes, mods, some cool resources, maybe different activities, mission types that you can access, and so on and so forth. Quests are something that you should always do when you have access to them, because they can reward you with good enough items. Now, Warframes. Warframes are the main characters in the game. These are the characters that you will be playing 90% of the game. I'm gonna say 90%, don't want to spoil the 10%. And Warframes have one passive ability and 4 different abilities, which of course can be utilized and are very diverse in their gameplay style and of course what the abilities do as well. Now, Warframes are mostly gained through or purchasing the blueprint from the market and then gaining the parts through killing bosses, or maybe through some quests, or maybe some just gameplay features as well. So keep that in mind. Now, movement. Movement is in Warframe is one of the aspects that many people love, me being one of them. Pressing space 2 times will allow you to double jump. Of course, once you double jump, holding down your right click, you're gonna be aim gliding, slowing down time, and then, of course, aim gliding. Then, of course, if you hold control and space by default or press it, you're gonna do something called a bullet jump. If you press space one more time, you're gonna do a double jump. If you hold control, you're basically gonna be sort of sliding through the air. Of course, you can aim glide as well, so aim down with your right mouse button. There is also wall latching. If you're next to a wall, hold down your right click. There's also wall running, which is very cool. Many different things, and many more different combinations, which I don't want to really get into because, as I said, we are on a time constraint and don't want to bore you guys with that. But basically, that combining many of these, like for example doing the bullet jump and then double jumping and then holding down control, is going to allow you to travel much further than just shift running all over the place. Of course, some Warframes do have abilities that affect these movements, so keep that in mind as well. Now, weapons, of course, are something that you're going to be using all of the time. You have primaries, secondaries, and of course you do have melee weapons. And of course, in the clip you see me showing you guys some weapons that you can purchase for credits. Keep in mind, well, items in Warframe that say that you have to purchase them for, let's say 250, 190 platinum, those are just the fully built items. You can purchase the blueprints through the market, gain them through bosses and so on and so forth, but almost every single item in the game that can be obtained for a player that pays money can be obtained for a player that doesn't pay a dime in Warframe. So what I recommend you do is when you get to the credits, of course, the normal currency and the premium is platinum, keep that in mind. So the premium currency, platinum, basic currency, credits. Once you get enough credits, purchase all of the credits of weapons that you possibly can. There's a little bit in the primary, secondary, and also melee ones, so purchase those when possible. Of course, we do have mastery rank. Now, mastery rank in Warframe is something that basically determines the rank of your account. Doing missions on planets, doing junctions, unlocking and actually leveling up different Warframes and weapons to level 30. Keep that in mind. You do gain progress, but level 30 is the maximum for most weapons and all of the Warframes, so keep that in mind. So leveling them up to level 30 is going to bring you the maximum amount of Mastery Rank XP, which is of course going to unlock Mastery Rank tests. The most important one for a new player is Mastery Rank 2. This will unlock trading. Yes, there is trading in Warframe through Trade Chat, and I'm going to leave a link down below for the Warframe market. If you're a new player, listen, the chances of you getting scammed in quotation marks or overpaying for something are very, very high. People are gonna see that you're a low mastery rank, oh, he's a new player. I've had that experience with this account and many of my other new accounts. Go to the link down below, Warframe Market, connect your Warframe account, and then try to buy stuff there. So keep that in mind. Mastery Rank is pretty easy to level up. Basically, all you need to do is get to Mastery Rank 8 or 9, which is going to be, throughout slow progress, leveling up weapons, completing planets, and so on and so forth, because this is going to unlock better weapons, it's going to unlock better features for you, increase your daily standing for your syndicates, and of course other different things, so keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about the planets and nodes themselves. First of all, every single planet has a couple of nodes. They vary, of course, but you will start on Earth. The nodes are these little blue ticking things, or I guess Everest, Tekal, Koba, Oro, Erpo on, for example, Earth. These are called nodes. They're different mission types that, of course, will allow you to play, well, different mission types. For example, capture, rescue, survival, defense, and so on and so forth. There's quite a lot of them. Which direction should you go towards? First of all, go to Venus and then Mercury. These are the two planets that I recommend you go towards, because the junctions, which are basically, well, gonna unlock the next planet, will give you different weapons and different quests and mods that are gonna be useful further down the line. Once you complete that, then go on to Mars. Mars is gonna be the next planet because it has Meru's Bazaar. Go to Phobos. That is another planet that is going to be needed for unlocking the next one, which is Ceres, and then to Jupiter, and then so on and so forth. Now, what is Meru's Bazaar? Meru's Bazaar is a very interesting place because Meru basically is stationed there. You will unlock and find out who Meru's is in the hidden, or actually in the Stolen Dreams quests, which you should complete definitely. And this will allow you to basically go for a hunt for Ayatan treasures, which is going to give you Endo, which is going to be useful for mods. Yes, there's mods in the game, when we'll talk about those in just a second. So that is the direction you should go towards. Basically, whilst you're playing the different sections on the different nodes, different maps, different planets, equip different weapons. If you level up your weapons to level 30, equip different weapons just so you leveled them up whilst you are playing. This is going to be very, very good and beneficial to you because, of course, completing nodes, so they're not ticking in blue, once they are basically white, that means you completed them. You got in the Mastery Rank XP that you can from that, and of course that also counts for junctions as well. If the junctions are white and not blue, that means you have completed it and you have gotten the Mastery Rank XP. Now, gaining that is going to be very good. Leveling up weapons also gains you Mastery Rank XP, which is very nice, and increasing your Mastery Rank, as I said, will unlock different types of features, which is very, very cool. Now, mods. Modding is something that is very, very intricate. Basically, as a new player, try to focus on increasing your damage, and if your weapons have a critical chance above 15%, equip critical chance and critical damage mods. Hello, sorry to interrupt the video, Editing Gaming Weasel here. Just wanted to say that every single weapon and Warframe in the game has a certain capacity. That is this number in the left part of the screen, and you get 30 at the end of the actual weapon, so level 30 weapon and or Warframe. You can increase this, double it, by equipping an Orkin Reactor and or an Orkin Catalyst on your Warframe and weapon respectively. Do not equip this on weapons that you do not plan to keep because they are very valuable. They cost 20 platinum, but it's 20 platinum you can save. You can also put in Forma on level 30 and maxed out Warframes, which is going to reset them back to 0, but once you equip a certain polarity, of course, it is going to allow you to reduce the cost of the mod. So let's say base iteration costs around 4. If you put it in the correct slot like I am right now, it is basically gonna allow you to half the actual modding requirements. So that's something that I forgot to say. There you go, now you know. Let's go back to the actual video. go for different elements. I will make a different elements video once in the future, but if not, I will leave a wiki page down below where you can check out what is good against what faction. Basically, to quickly sum it up, Infested can be killed pretty easily with anything. Then Corrupted and Grenier are really weak against Corrosive and Heat because it reduces armor. And then Corpus units, the robotic ones, are very weak against Toxin. So basically, there you go. The Bane, Expel, Smite mods, so Bane Corpus or Bane of Grenier, is going to increase your damage towards that faction, which is very good for new players. But as I said, mods are going to be gained through enemies, trading, doing missions, doing junctions, doing quests, and so on and so forth. So it is very, very intricate. But as a new player, focus on raw damage, elements, and then Bane and faction specific mods, that's what they're called, so you do more damage to that specific faction. Now, of course, different weapons have different damages and everything, so you're gonna see it and find out a little bit more. If nothing else, check out a YouTube video on, of course, YouTube on damage types and stuff like that, which is gonna make it much more easier for you. Now, further down the line, you will unlock syndicates. Syndicates are basically, you have 5 of them, and these syndicates offer you something called augment mods, which augment the abilities of your different warframes. Now, these can be utilized in 2 different ways, because of course you can either sell them further down the line for a decent sum of platinum per week, or what you can do is purchase them for your warframes. They also have incredibly good weapons once you reach their maximum rank, which can be pretty useful and pretty good for new players. Basically, choose a faction, it doesn't matter which one, pledge your allegiance to them, and then basically, once you're doing normal gameplay, your XP is also going to be counted towards your syndicate. So it's not going to take away your XP, it's just going to be sort of counted with your XP that you gain, so simultaneously. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Nightwave. Nightwave is basically a battle pass. There are missions, weekly, elite weekly, daily, and stuff like that. Complete these and you will get incredibly good items for new players, like working catalysts, weapon slots, these credits. You're going to be getting color palettes, formas as well. You're going to be getting a lot of cool items, and there's also a shop, and this is something that's completely free. There is no, I guess, buying in to this battle pass. It's completely free, and there's only one tier of course, the battle pass. Now, a couple of recommendations for different weapons. For a beginner player, one of the best weapons that you can get is the Sun and the Moon. This is a melee weapon that you get by completing the Duviri Paradox quest, which I already made a video on yesterday or a couple days before, which I will leave in the little eye up there, so keep that in mind. That is a really good melee weapon. For a Master Rank 2 player, the Boltor is a good primary, and secondary, honestly, pick whatever you come across, basically, because secondaries are not going to be utilized a lot. So for example, the Boltor and the also Sun and Moon are incredible weapons that you can get. Now, clans. Clan is something that, of course, is a group of players that love doing the same thing and playing Warframe. Join a clan as soon as possible. You will have access to different weapons and Warframes through their clan, of trading as well, which can be done through Maru's Bazaar, but it's a little bit fiddly, so basically try to join a clan as soon as possible. Usually, if you go down to recruiting chat, down here, people are gonna say recruiting Master Rank 0 players, so on and so forth, Master Rank 4 players, and so on and so forth. Basically, just message them. They're gonna invite you. Clans usually require you to have Discord nowadays, but that's not that big of a deal considering you're gonna gain so much from having a clan. So join a clan as soon as possible. Now, trading and platinum. Now, first of all, you get actually 50 platinum at the beginning. This is non-tradable and you can only use it to purchase some different items. What I recommend you do is, as soon as you possibly can, purchase yourself 1 Warframe slot and purchase yourself 2 weapon slots. You are gonna get them through Nightwave, but you're gonna get weapons faster than the slots that you're gonna have. So basically, try to purchase yourself a Warframe slot and then a weapon slot. With what you do with the other platinum doesn't really matter, do whatever what you want with it, but a really good way of gaining platinum as a new player, which I was actually able to gain like 100 platinum the second day that I started playing this new account, is of course relic runs. By the way, for refining relics and everything, you do need the Void Relic segment, which you get on the Mars Junction on Earth, so not that hard to get, but after you get that, you can refine relics, make them and upgrade them so you have higher chances of gold, and then you can basically farm all the platinum in the world as long as you have the relics. Now, I'm gonna quit bothering you, and I'll see you in the video. Now, relics are something that you're gonna gain through just playing and completing missions. You're gonna see this little icon right there that is gonna allow you to have access to relic runs. This is really good, and you're gonna lock more of them the more nodes you complete, because the less nodes you have, the less access to relic runs you have. Of course, if you refine a relic, you have higher chances of getting a gold. Golds are usually, of course, more expensive than silver and bronze. So try to do relic runs, always do it in a public lobby, because there are higher chances of someone else having an even better relic with an even better item. And this is where the Warframe market comes in that I mentioned earlier. Hello, Editing Gaming Weasel here. You do need to have two-factor authentication activated on your account, so go to Warframe on the internet, on the Google, and then activate it. You're gonna get a 3-day affinity booster, which is gonna double your XP, pretty cool, and then you're gonna be able to trade. Now, back to the actual video. Go onto the Warframe market and check the price of the item that you have gained. It is going to be very good. And that's going to be very nice, because then nobody can actually scam you, or I guess underpay you for that item. Trading is pretty plain and simple. You do require credits when you trade, so keep that in mind. Try to have a decent sum of credits just when you're trading because of tax and everything, but it's not that complicated. As I said, some people will try to underprice you on different items, but as I said, the Warframe market exists, so utilize it the best you possibly can. Now, a little bit of, I guess, an all-rounder tips and tricks. First of all, as I said, whilst you're playing nodes, play different weapons, level up different weapons, gain mastery rank. Of course, check up YouTube videos, because YouTube videos are going to be very helpful for you as a new player, because Warframe doesn't do the best way of course, explaining the game. Something that I definitely recommend that you do is, first of all, if you want new Warframes and you want, for example, new different items, what I recommend you do is go to the Duviri Expirience and then go into the circuit. This refreshes weekly. You have 3 different Warframes to choose from, and you can get the fully, I guess, built, no, not fully built, but I guess you can get all 3 of the blueprints for all 3 of the parts and the blueprint for the Warframe itself through this circuit. Now, how does this circuit function? Basically, the circuit functions like this. You join into the circuit and you have 2 or 3, yes, it was 3 random Warframes and 3 random weapons. That you don't have to have them, you don't have to own them, it's just 3 random weapons. If you, of course, level up your intrinsics, which I do have it explained in one of my videos, which I will leave a little eye up there. If not, then I'll leave it to someone else's video so it can explain a little bit better. Basically, you're going to be playing random missions, so you're going to be playing either defense, excavation, survival, void flood, which you will see what that is in a bit. Well, not in a bit, I won't really spoil it, it's pretty easy, just collect orbs, and then the last one is going to be extermination. You play with 4 other random players and you gain sort of a circuit XP, and basically you unlock the fully built Warframe, so I guess, or the Warframe parts. So that's much easier than actually completing the quest or farming it in the other way, and you also get some cool little mods which you can maybe sell for platinum, so that's pretty cool. The Duviri circuit experience is very, very good. Now, of course, you do have the Duviri Expirience itself, which is pretty interesting. You can do it for intrinsics and stuff like that, but you don't gain much from it as a new player. I recommend maybe doing it somewhere midway through the game, then you can maybe, I guess, play more the Duviri Expirience, but other than that, that's pretty much it. To do the circuit, because that is going to be very, very nice. Trust me, it's going to be very, very useful. And then farm the resources where it's required. For example, Revenant requires some sentient cores, and just find out where you get sentient cores, and that's basically it. Now, hopefully I have covered everything that a new player needs to know. Of course, I cannot went into detail into some stuff, like for example, where do you get certain Warframes, how modding works, and what weapons are good and bad, because it would take me at least like 40 minutes to do a fully dedicated guide, because of course that is quite long to watch a beginner's guide, but this, something around 18 minutes, is something, I guess, short and sweet for a beginner guide. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed. If I missed anything, I will leave it in the comment section down below. If not that, I will, someone else maybe comment down below. Maybe I missed something very, very important, and of course, I maybe missed out on some stuff. Now, of course, one thing that I wanted to say, a really good place for getting Endo is Maru's Bazaar, the treasure hunts. These refresh on Monday. And of course, if you want credits, Gabby on Ceres is the way to go. These are very two good places where you can farm either one of them. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this was informative, nice, was short, I guess, and sweet. And I will see you guys on the next one. This has been the Gaming Weasel, over and out.